according to the routine of our educational institute. On Wednesday, I have been teaching my students, I have been taking the classes, and today you are going to learn the parts of speech. Today is lecture 2. In my previous class, I have already discussed the important parts of and the essential parts of speech. Now I am going to explain, I am going to illustrate the relationship between noun, adjective and adverb. Adjective always modifies noun or pronoun. Adjective always modifies, adjective always modifies noun or pronoun. Noun or pronoun. In this seriality, in this sphere, and you can also call it in this seriality. In this seriality, you will also find the presence of adverb. You will also find the presence of adverb. The presence of adverb. Because the rule is that adjective always modifies noun or pronoun, and in the same way adverb always modifies adjective by expressing the highest or lowest part of adjective. Now I am going to explain it through the necessary examples. First of all, I will select a noun to maintain this seriality. Reza is a student. Here Reza is noun because the name of anything is called noun. Now I will add adjective. Reza is a meritorious student. Meritorious student. In this seriality, meritorious is called as adjective because this word is expressing the quality of noun, student. In the third example, you are going to learn the using of adverb. Reza is a very meritorious student. Very meritorious student. Meritorious student. Now look at this seriality. Student is placed at the end. By expressing its quality, meritorious is used as adjective and very is used as adverb. In this way, noun, adjective and adverb, these three parts of speech are linked or interconnected with each other. Now I am going to explain the difference between adjective and adverb. Some students think that only the adding or ascribing of ly at the end of the word always implies or indicates the using of adverb, but it is always a misconjecture. If ly is added at the end of the word, then the word can be called or used in the following way. way. First of all, adjective. But it can also be used as adverb. Now, a question may be arisen within your mind, why our teacher is calling the same word as adjective and adverb. While it is adjective or it is adverb, it will also be dependent on the using of the words, that means on the qualifying or modifying of the word. Now, let me explain this chapter. I am going to illustrate in what way you will be able to make the difference between adjective and adverb. If you see that the word is ascribed with ly, the pen is costly. The pen is costly. Here, costly is a word that is written ascribing ly. And if I write down this example in that different way, I write rapidly. So look at these two examples. In the first example, costly is written. The spelling of the word is costly. So you can certainly think that it is called adjective, or in the different way it is also called adverb. But what type of parts of speech is it? You must think it in the different way. You must think it with efficiency. And you must think it, first of all, you will have to learn in what way this word is modifying the other word. Here, costly is written to modify pen, that means noun. If the ly added word modifies, that means supplies information, that means supplies information about noun or pronoun, supplies information about noun or pronoun, about noun or pronoun, then it is called adjective. Then it is called adjective. But if the word including ly at the end, supplies information about main verb, then the word will definitely be called, as adverb. For this reason, that means hence, I have written these two examples. In the first example, costly is written to supply information about noun. As a result, costly is adjective. But in the second example, rapidly is written to supply information about main verb right. For this reason, you will have to call rapidly as adverb. Now I think it is absolutely transparent to you in what way you will be able to differentiate between adjective and adverb. Now I am going to explain the using of preposition. First of all, I will write down the salient feature of preposition, then I will write down the list of preposition. 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 The word which is placed or written before the other word, to make it object. To make it object is called preposition. Is called preposition. Preposition. Now look at the list of preposition. In, on, for, of, with, to, into, by, up, down, upon, between, without, about, behind, among, at. Behind, among, at. All of these words are always written only to use as preposition. Do not look at me. Do not look at me. Here at is used as preposition. But the remarkable factor is that these words can only be used. I am again repeating my words. These words are only used as preposition and they will never be used as the other parts of speech in the sentences. Now I am going to efface all these words. The same words can be used as preposition and conjunction. But first of all, I will explain the rules of conjunction. Then I will explain or illustrate in what way the same word can be used as preposition and conjunction. First of all, conjunction and relative pronoun. Conjunction and relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. Conjunction and relative pronoun. The word that is used to connect two separated or detached words or sentences. Words or sentences. Then it is called relative pronoun or conjunction. Relative pronoun or conjunction. Relative pronoun or conjunction. what, which, what, which, who, whom. Such kind of words are always used as relative pronoun, but conjunction are definitely differentiated from relative pronoun, like and, but, yet, or, so, that, as, if, because, unless, though, although, for, since. Though, although, for, since. So what is the remarkable characteristic or feature of relative pronoun and conjunction? They always connect the two separated or detached sentences. Now look at the example from these two parts of speeches. Reja is a good boy. Reja is a good boy who goes to school. Who goes to school. Here the underlined word is used as relative pronoun because I have quoted this word from the list of relative pronoun. But if this sentence is written in this way, look at the whiteboard. Reja is a good boy and he goes to school. He goes to school. And in the second example, I have quoted this word from the list of conjunction. I think it is now absolutely transparent or clear to you in what way relative pronoun and conjunction are related with each other, but they are also at the same time differentiated from each other. Now I am going to explain the using of interjection. Using of interjection. Interjection always expresses interjection. The word that expresses the sudden feelings or emotion. Sudden feelings or emotion of the speaker. Emotion of the speaker, particularly joy, sorrow, or wonder. Then the word is called interjection. The word is called interjection. Interjection. But in the different way, you can also find interjection by looking at the punctuation mark of the sentences. If comma is used after the first word, or if note of exclamation is used Note of exclamation. Note of exclamation is used after the first word of the sentence. After the first word of the sentence. Then the first word is called interjection. Then the first word is called interjection. Interjection. These two definitions are quite enough for you to recognize the using or placing of interjection. Now I am going to give two examples from interjection. First of all, alas, my friend is dead. Here alas is interjection. 5. You are a liar. You are a liar. Here the word phi is expressing the word phi is expressing the hatred of the speaker, is expressing the hatred of the speaker, As a result, it is also the example of interjection. Now you will learn in what way the same word can be used as preposition and conjunction. The word since can be used as two parts of speech. Two parts of speech. First of all, preposition. Preposition. And secondly, conjunction. Preposition. It has been raining since morning. It has been raining since morning. Here since is preposition, because here since is written only to make the other word object, and I have already mentioned few moments ago the definition of preposition. Now conjunction. In what way since can also be used as conjunction? I was absent in the class. In the class since I was ill. Since I was ill. Look at the second example. Here since is used between these two separated sentences, and here it is performing the role of conjunction, because this is the main characteristic of conjunction, to connect two separated sentences. Now I think you are able to understand in what way the same word can be used in different parts of speeches. You should also realize the using of noun, verb and adjective. Example, teaching. This word can be used as noun. This word can also be used as adjective. And we can also say that the same word can also be used as main verb. Now chronologically and gradually I will prove all these points. In what way? The same word can be used as noun, the same word can be used as adjective and main verb. Teaching. If I say teaching is a noble profession. Teaching is a noble profession. Here teaching is used as noun. So what is the definition of noun? A name of anything is called noun. Here teaching implies the name of a profession. In the next example, I have a teaching center. Here teaching is used as adjective. Now let me explain what is the reason. In my previous class I had told you that if two nouns are placed side by side, then the first noun is automatically transferred into adjective. This is the rule of parts of speech. Now look at this second example, teaching and center. Both of these words are used as noun. As a result, the first word, that means the first noun, is automatically transferred into adjective. Now I am going to explain in what way the same word can be used as main verb. I am teaching my students. Here teaching is used as main verb. The same way, that means the definition will help you to make the understand. I am teaching my students. Words of doing is called main verb. Here teaching means the performing of my duty. Now look at these three words. The same word is used here as noun. That means teaching. In the second example, teaching, the word is same, the spelling is same, even the pronunciation is same. But in the second example, teaching is used as adjective. And in the third example, teaching is used as main verb. Only for their way of using, only for their process of using. Conjunction and interjection. Interjection. Sometimes depend, sometimes depend on the using of punctuation, on the using of punctuation, but not all of the parts of punctuation, rather only the using of comma, but not all of the punctuation marks. Punctuation marks. Rather, only the using of comma. Only the using of comma. Using of comma. Today I have explained the placing or using of interjection. 5. You are a liar. You are a liar. It was interjection. Now let me explain in what way the using of comma can influence the using of conjunction. If comma is used in the middle part of the sentence, in the middle part of a complete sentence, to express between the presence of two clauses, between the presence of two clauses, then the first word is used as conjunction. Then the first word is used as conjunction. As I am ill today. I will not take the class. I will not take the class. Here as is used. So if you make a scrutiny on the definition of conjunction, then you can definitely know here as is used as conjunction for the using of comma in the middle part of the sentence. Dear students, I have explained here the important or essential components of parts of speech, noun, like noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. All of these components or elements of parts of speeches are very much important for you, and I have somewhat explained also in what way the same word can be explained, the same word can be used as different parts of speech. In the next class, I will teach you in what way the word or the English words can be transferred from one part of speech to another. Like verb can be transferred into noun, noun can be transferred into adjective, adjective can be transferred into adverb. No more today, goodbye.